sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, that was a heck of a pass. I mean, you could just hear that ball sizzling in the air.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Watch out for Hill on the return. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Open man downfield is Hill. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, 44 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They go play fake. Mahomes out to his left. And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Michael Dana. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Play action. Now it's Tua. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. As they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. On target over the middle to Hill. Touchdown Dolphins. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Buying time to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Flushed out right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm. Mahomes hit, he lost the football, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field, and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And Tua going to slide to a halt, but he will have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QB's love.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and even a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one.
Now Hill to return it.
Able to slither by. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And Hill will opt for the touchback.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw there taken in by Smith.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. On play action, here's Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. On first and 10, here's Pacheco, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Pacheco, and here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
They'll run here with Pacheco.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure. And it's a loss of 6.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this. And you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Escaping the pressure right. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Miami. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Second down and 6 now. Running from the gun with Henry.
And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Play action. Now Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 10.
From midfield now, here's Jackson.
Looking deep here for Flowers.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
A gain of 3, second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Looking to pass. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. On 2nd down, Tua. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. A quick slant to Hill. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 30. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because
it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Flowers going to go in motion right. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
52 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. And this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They run with Henry on 1st down, but nothing much materializing as he'll get forward only for about a yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 18. Andrews' first catch, good for a first down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
2nd and 10. Now Jackson steps away to his left. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Henry, touchdown, Baltimore.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Tua now on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. Short throw to Smith. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Tua. Letting one go deep for the end zone. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, 27 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. The Tua going to try and throw for it. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2, they convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires. How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
DC.
Flowers going to go in motion right.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead grows to 4. It's 11-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same, because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, the kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Jackson to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play there on the catch and run. 39 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
They go play action with Jackson. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. After the penalty, it's Henry. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder, or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Runs through the contact. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. And now Jackson will look to throw it. They set up the screen for Henry. He's got room to roam. And down to the 7-yard line. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And Hill will opt for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for
taking it right down Broadway.
Still going inside the 20.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 75 yards. And the Dolphins use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
His logic of the air attack has gotten him down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
Punch it in with Henry, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Tucker with the extra point. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Hill will opt for the touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Tua.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now Tua, a run straight ahead with Achane.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down.
Throwing Tua. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Here's Tua. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And Hill will opt for the touchback. This is 1st and 10. Tagovailoa. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Here's 1st down. Tua. And going deep for Hill. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens... EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida and Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And a big hit there on the opening kickoff, and that might set the tone for what could be a physical game. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. A good start. One play, 10 yards. Good sign here early. Everybody on offense there up front in the backfield in sync on that play.
So much talk about what do you do to neutralize home field advantage? Well, teams that run the football effectively, they often have a way of neutralizing it in a big way when they have those types of runs.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on their first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Pushes him over. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
44 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like...
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 16-yard touchdown run.
And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Hill will opt for the touchback. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
All right, fellas, listen up.
Play action. Now it's Tua.
Goes right back to Smith again.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, they told us that he was just going to be a bear to defend, and usually tight ends are, Charles, but he's no exception to that rule. His 2nd catch of the opening possession, and it gets him a first down.
Yeah, and they certainly saw something on his earlier reception. He went back and reported what he found. And one of the things about him, He's like a wide receiver to me.
Touchdown! Jonnu Smith, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
7-7, our score after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it as we resume action. Jackson on 1st down. A short one there, caught by Likely. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 16. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Now a 1st down throw complete downfield. Down to the 10 and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 75 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. It's a slant to Hill. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
On second down, a run by Achane.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry.
He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. Flowers going to go in motion right.
Jackson. Being chased out left. And he'll just get rid of it.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Jackson. That is caught. And some space here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Play action. It's Jackson.
And he'll go right back to Andrews.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
In motion left, Bateman.
First down carry for Henry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Tua, a final shot before half. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. On the move past the 40. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Tua's throw complete there to Berrios. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Now Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Down the right sideline. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Braxton Berrios, 55 yards. And the Dolphins have retaken a third quarter lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
He went all the way into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Escapes the defender. And able to get this out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. In motion, Aguilar. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Jackson now. Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. There he goes, right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, the defense obviously could not have drawn up a better start to the second half. They're holding on to that slim lead, just looking for a stop. Not only do they get the stop, Charles, they get the pick-6.
Another example that life comes at you fast, doesn't it? One play ago, they're defending a slim lead coming out of the break. Now they're one more stop away from thinking about a possible put-away drive.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick-6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside?
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 23 yards on the play. Now Jackson on first down.
He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Jackson. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. And Bateman, he'll go in motion right here. On third down, Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A gain of 22. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Again, it's Achane.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Up the middle, Achane.
And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 38. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game.
They'll run for it with Achane.
And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 5. On the handoff, it's Achane.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Achane.
And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
The carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover.
Jackson to throw.
He completes it to Henry. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Running from the gun with Henry.
He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing, Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Tucker now for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Remember, the one timeout still available as they come up 1st and 10. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
2nd and 6 coming up. Here's Tua. That'll be caught by Hill.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in South Beach tonight. The Dolphins have won the game.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown.